guys, and welcome to the latest video that goes hand in hand with the Stockport save that is being broadcast over on Twitch, and has been for the last few months, to be honest. We are in 2027-28, and we have just finished our second season in the Premier League, where we've finished 7th, 1 point out of the European qualification. We finished with 18 wins, 8 draws and 12 losses, got a plus 10 goal difference. You know, all in all, we probably deserve to be up in those positions, but couldn't quite make it. As far as performances go, we had some fantastic performances. Pat Jones has been one of my best ever signings. Signed him for $5 million. He's got 22 assists, 14 goals in 42 games. He's now worth $16 million. He's still not got an England cap, and I don't know how that is, but he's been performing amazingly. Also, Joe Kellett, our record signing. He's got 19 goals, 13 assists, and then some really good performances from our defenders. Reuven Connor has actually come good. He started out the season kind of third choice, fourth choice striker, but he's actually towards the end of the season. He's ended with 14 goals, so he's done really well this year. But the whole team as a whole, the team as a whole has done really well all year. Obviously, finishing way above where we probably should have done in the league, and more than anything else, we won the FA Cup, and not only won the FA Cup, we beat a Man United side that has won the league 4 years in a row. 3-0. We absolutely battered them. They had more shots. We did have more possession. It was a bit of an end-to-end game, but we ended up putting 3 past them, and our defence played out of their skins. Bustamante getting an 8.2. He probably should have got man of the match. It went to Reuven Connor, though, with his 2 goals that won it for us. Our first bit of silverware, or non-league title silverware, coming up through the leagues anyway, in 10 years it is. So it's the end of the 2027 season. We've just won our first cup, and it is the biggest cup in domestic football. So we are going to get some European football next year because of that. It's a great building block. Finishing 7th in the league. Hopefully, if we can progress from there, you know, is top 4 too much of an ask next year? It's going to be a big rebuild, and yeah, hopefully we can get a good squad together. So as you can see from the season preview, we are no longer expected to get relegated. Woohoo! It's I think it's the first time. I think usually, like second season, in any of the leagues we've been in, we've still been expected to finish bottom. So that's quite nice. Obviously, the FA Cup win and finishing so high in the league is the reason for that, which is very, very, very nice. Let's have a quick look at the squad. As you can see, there's been some changes. There's been quite a lot of changes. One of the biggest changes is the sale of £60 million Joe Kellett. Now, he was great for us last year. Scored a lot of goals, got a lot of assists. He wasn't prolific, but he was one of our best players. West Brom was sniffing around, and he wanted a new contract, one that we couldn't afford. We offered him out to Joe Kellett. We settled on £60 million. Now, £60 million is a hell of a lot of money. Even if he was one of our better players at the club, that's a ludicrous amount of money for a club the size of ours. I couldn't turn it down, and even if I did turn it down, I couldn't afford the contract that Kellett wanted. So we let him go for £60 million, and he has basically funded our rebuild. A few other players have gone. Charlie Pogue's gone. He wasn't getting game time. Kane Howell, Jermaine Anderson have gone. They were getting towards, you know, I think they're gone past their peak now. They've achieved what they're going to achieve. Jordan Pickford's gone. He didn't get any game time. He was good for that first year in the Premier League. But once Bustamante had nailed down his position in goal, he was never going to overtake him again. Eddie Knox has gone. He was really good for us. He always performs really well, but he always gets so many yellow cards. We miss 5 or 6 games through suspensions and red cards and yellow cards through the season, and I just can't be dealing with that anymore. Florent Bertrand's left. He's a bit of a hero, this guy. He's been with us for 6 seasons. He had 2 loan spells. He signed for 80k. Played really well. Was our first choice player in defensive midfield that first year in the Premier League. Got next to no game time last year, though, and he's moved on. Made a tidy profit on him. It could go up to, 6.25 million. A few frees and a few smaller transfers. Obviously, Joe Kellett being the big one. But that's allowed us to spend 100 million. If you don't believe me, 100 million. 100 million pounds we've spent this year. We've raked back in 85, so we've only really spent 15 in the grand scheme of things. We made some good signings. Russell Yates has come in, a really promising centre-back, 20 years old. He's got all the attributes he needs, and I think if he progresses well and gets some game time, he's going to become one of the best young English defenders on the game. He's already one of the best young English defenders on the game. I think he might be an England regular. Daniel Godwin, he's come in, basically as a replacement for Jermaine Anderson. This guy looks really good mentals, good physicals, good technicals, 5-star potential ability. He's got a driven personality. I think with a lot of game time, this guy's really going to progress nicely. Dermot Duggan, he's come in. We were looking at him in January last year on stream to bring in as a defensive midfield cover and rotation option. But he's got 4.5-star potential. He's got an extra star to go. Hopefully he can realise that and be a really solid defensive midfielder. We brought in Norman Simpson at right back. Now, his technicals aren't all that, but he's got really good mentals, brilliant physical. He's got a lot of pace. So I'm hoping, again, another 5-star potential player. Spent quite a lot of money on him. I think it was 18 million from Arsenal. But I think with game time, he's going to be really good. We brought in Fabio Tomarchio, who's an Italian striker. He's basically the replacement for Kellett. We were looking at him last year to bring in, but he had a 4 million release clause, and that lower transfer fee would have meant he wouldn't get a work permit for us. So we ended up going to Inter. Had a pretty poor season, all things told. But I've been keeping an eye on him. My scouts love him. My coaches think he's going to be really good. He had a really good pre-season. He scored 2 goals in the Community Shield, which I'll take you through in a second. So he's already started out really well. So I'm liking the look of that kid. I've brought in Lacour and Pedro Cabral, who are a couple of youngsters. Brought in Christoph Adlung, who's a left-back, who hopefully won't get as many yellow cards as the other guys. Really solid defensively. Good technicals. Sorry, good mentals, good physicals. His technicals could use some work. Hopefully we can polish those up a little bit. We've also brought in Jimmy Turner on loan from Arsenal. Now, basically, it was between signing Turner and Godwin, and I think we went for the right one. So Godwin's coming on loan. I might end up making an offer for him if he performs really well for us this year. But I really like him as well. Again, from Arsenal. He's just on a season-long loan. We're just paying his wages. And we also brought in a free 34-year-old Marco Verratti. He's going to offer a really nice experience in centre midfield. Obviously, in Europe, we're going to need that. He's going to be a great tutor for some of the younger players that we've got coming through. But still a really useful player. I'm retraining him as attacking midfielder. I think he's going to be more suited to that position now that he doesn't have that much in the way of pace or stamina or anything anymore. But my favourite signing, all these are great signings. Russell Yates is probably one of my favourite signings in terms of how well he's performing at the minute, or how ready he is at the minute. But Thomas Papoe, for 10 million, we picked him up from Nordsjælland in Denmark. He spent 3 seasons there. But he looks really, really good. His composure needs a little bit of work, but really good mentals, really good technicals, really good physicals. He's already an international. He's 22 years old. And I think if Bustamante ends up getting the move that he wants, that I'll take you through in a second, he's going to be a really good player to just come straight in and take over from him. Now, speaking of Bustamante, he is a phenomenal player, but he really wants to leave. Troyes AC have been sniffing around. He wants a bigger contract. I said I'd pay him the money he wanted, which was £93,000 a week, which completely blasts apart any kind of wage structure we've got at the club. But he'd be worth it. He's the first choice Spanish goalkeeper. The issue being, when I went to go offer him a contract, his agent wouldn't let me speak to him. So now we're in a bit of a kind of Mexican standoff. I want to offer him a contract I want to give him the contract that he wants. His agent won't let me because I've not offered him the new contract. He wants to move to a different club. So it's just horrible kind of circle of this circle of miscommunication. Hopefully a team will come in for him and offer the release fee of 44 million. If I get 44 million for him, I'm laughing. I might have to end up selling him this season. If not, maybe I can have him stick around for another year without him pissing off the rest of the club. But that being said, if he does go, we have got Thomas Papoe. So, as roundup, we've got a much deeper squad, much higher quality squad than we did last year. A lot of players have stuck around. I think we've brought in players. I think all the players that we've brought in, save the 2 youngsters, are first team starters, or at least good enough to be starting for the first team. So it's not like I've just fleshed the squad out. I've actually brought in better players. I think we're a better squad as a result. And we're going to need it. We've got a lot of games this year. The Europa League, we've got the EFL Cup. We're obviously trying to defend the FA Cup. We've got the Premier League. It's a big old season. And we've got a pretty deep squad. So yeah, it's looking good. I'm quietly positive. Quietly positive? Quietly optimistic. So guys, thanks for checking out the latest video. If you've enjoyed it, please hit a like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Make sure you come and check the stream out, because I'm sure you want to see how the season goes ahead. I'm on Twitch. That's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That's pretty much every week from 7 PM GMT, where we'll be playing this save. So it'd be great to see you drop in. If you do drop in, let me know that you dropped in from YouTube. It would be good to see you there. If you want to see stream notifications, make sure you follow me on Twitter. There's also a Discord channel as well, where it's quite active. Got a good FM community on there. So it'd be great to see you on one of those. Yeah, but thanks for checking out the video. Hopefully see you in the stream. Take it easy. Peace out.